Om Sai Ram. After a brief break, I have not posted a lot in these days. Hence, Shree Swami Samarth's biography, which was a continuous series going on, had a break in between due to my extremely busy schedule and arranging a few things in the meanwhile. And I also had an extensive travel schedule these days, because of which I didn't get time to record these series. But anyway, keeping all those things aside, today I am back with the 22nd episode of Shree Swami Samarth's biography. I know it has been a long time. We have not met like this, and we have not done the discussion about Maharaj's holy life. But still, if you just go back to the previous videos, because as I said, there are not many posts. So, still, I would like to give you an overview of what we discussed in the previous episodes. So, in the previous episode, we discussed about Trivikram Bharti, a Brahmin who doubted Sri Narasimha Saraswati. He was a devotee of Lord Narasimha, the avatar of Lord Vishnu, and Sri Narasimha Saraswati destroyed his ego by giving him the darshan of his Ishta, which is Sri Narasimha Dev, in the place of Sri Guru. So, this was the gist of the story in a nutshell about what we discussed in the previous episode, or the 21st episode. You can find the 21st episode on YouTube very easily, then you don't have to scroll a lot. But in Instagram also, if you just go to the Reels section of the Instagram page, I don't think I have posted too many Reels. So after 3 or 4 Reels, I think you will get the 21st episode. So you can just go through it to get a brief recap of the previous episode. And if you want, you can also take a recap of the previous ones. So with that in mind, I hope there are no such long breaks in between anymore. I will try to be as regular as possible with this series, because this is something which has been started by Baba's grace with his permission. So any interruption to this service is an interruption to my sadhana as well. So I will try to be as consistent as possible henceforth. But anyway, keeping those things aside, let's start with today's Leela. Today we are going to discuss about the arrogance of a Brahmin, of a hypocrite Brahmin. Why so? What is the story? Let's go through it together. So there was a Muslim king who ruled the Vidur area. He was very cruel and hated the Hindu community. He would slander Brahmin community and the holy Vedas. He would invite Brahmins and pay them money to get the holy Vedas read in the royal court. He would arrange for discussions on holy Vedas and poke fun at both the Brahmins and the holy Vedas alike. Therefore, the Brahmins with high integrity would never go to the royal court to read the holy Vedas. Those attending the royal court would get money, but only at the cost of defaming the Hindu religion. For the lure of money, Brahmins from far-off places started coming to Vidur. For this same reason, 2 Brahmins from a distant place came to the royal court. They were in want of money. They were greedy and their only intention was to take money. When they were very arrogant, and at the same time they did not have deep knowledge about the Vedas either. They would debate on the holy Vedas with other Brahmins and defeat them. Then they would collect victory certificate from the defeated Brahmins to prove their superiority. So if I am defeated, I will provide them a certificate that they are superior to me. So this was kind of a CV during that time. They collected several such victory certificates and finally arrived at the royal court of the king of Vidur. They told the king, "We are fully conversant with all 4 holy Vedas. We have reached here after defeating the Brahmins of every village. Please see these victory certificates. Now we would like to challenge the Brahmins of your kingdom. Invite all the learned Brahmins of your kingdom and let's see the result. This turned out to be a great opportunity for the king to slander the holy Vedas and the Brahmin community as a whole. Therefore, he arranged for a special court regarding the holy Vedas and invited all the Brahmins of his kingdom. Then he addressed them. These two learned Brahmins have come to our kingdom. Whoever defeats them in the debate of the holy Vedas would be presented with lots of money and respect. These two Brahmins would be honored as having the most authority on the Vedas. King himself decided to give them another title. The Brahmins of the kingdom observed that these two Brahmins were arrogant and hypocritical. In addition, it was there, like the two Brahmins, excessive greediness for money which made them ignore righteousness and get ready to recite the holy Vedas in the royal court. With this awareness, the Brahmins of the royal court decided not to take part in the debate and told the king, these two Brahmins are really superior to us. So please go ahead and honor them. Then the king honored those two Brahmins with lots of money, clothes, further respected them with a royal treatment, and on a well-decorated elephant ride, he treated them. With all this honor, the two Brahmins became more intoxicated with arrogance. After a few days, these two Brahmins decided to roam through the entire kingdom and hold discussions on the holy Vedas with other Brahmins. Therefore, they took the necessary orders from the king and set out on a victory tour. After reaching each village, they would invite the Brahmins and get them either hold a debate on the holy Vedas or accept a defeat and hand over the victory certificate to them. So this was the ordeal now. Thus wandering, these Brahmins reached village Kumasi, where Trivikram Bharti, the disciple of Sri Guru, was staying. Both these Brahmins approached Trivikram Bharti. He said, I am an ascetic. Now we must remember Trivikram Bharti. He was the same Trivikram Bharti whom we discussed about in the previous story. He is the devotee of Lord Narasimha, who after getting the grace of Sri Guru has become an elevated soul. So Trivikram Bharti said that I am an ascetic. I have not studied Vedas entirely. How can I hold a debate with you regarding holy Vedas? For me, winning or losing this debate would be the same. Then those Brahmins demanded for a victory certificate from him. Trivikram Bharti was trying to convince them, but they started insisting about the victory certificate. Finally, Trivikram Bharti addressed both the Brahmins. Let us go to Gangapur, where my Guru resides. Let us settle about this victory certificate in front of my Guru. Therefore, he took both the Brahmins to Gangapur. Trivikram Bharti prostrated at the feet of Sri Guru, took his blessings, and stated all the facts. Then, Sri Guru convinced the two Brahmins, do not be arrogant about your victory. Even God could not reach the depth of the holy Vedas and the Vedanta. The two Brahmins refused to get convinced and thought that Sri Guru is afraid of losing the debate. Then Sri Guru looked around. He saw a person walking on the other side of the street. Sri Guru sent his disciples to bring the person to him. Then Sri Guru asked the person, which caste do you belong to? He replied, Maharaj, I belong to Matanga community. It is my great fortune that I could get your blessings in such nearness. Like I am near you. This is itself a big blessing for me. The person prostrated before Sri Guru. Sri Guru asked his disciples to draw 7 lines apart, each at an arm's length, like till this much. 7 lines should be drawn in front of the Matanga person. This distance must be maintained. Then Sri Guru spoke to him. Do not be afraid. By crossing these lines one by one, you would remember your past lives. Tell me whatever you remember. On crossing the first line, he remembered that he belonged to the Bhil community, the tribes of the hilly regions. On crossing the second line, he attained knowledge. On crossing the third line, he remembered to be a fisherman in one of his births. On his third birth, to be precise. On crossing the fourth line, he said, I belong to Matanga community. I am standing in front of you. After crossing the fifth line, he said, which is his next birth, like this was the fourth line was his present birth. The fifth line is his next birth. After crossing the fifth line, he said, I am a Somadatta belonging to Vaishya community, which is the merchant class of the society. After crossing the sixth line, he said, I am Govind belonging to Kshatriya community. So then in his sixth birth, he was born as a military man from the Kshatriya community. So this was his sixth birth. And after crossing the seventh line, he said, I am a Brahmin, well versed in the Vedas. Sri Guru then sprinkled spellbound sacred ashes on him, which is the Vibhuti. Instantly, the Matanga turned into a Brahmin and his external appearance became bright and luminous. Sri Guru told him, hold a debate with these two Brahmins on the Vedas. Then the Matanga turned Brahmin offered his salutation to Sri Guru and taking his blessing started reciting the Vedas. Seeing this great wonder, the two arrogant Brahmins became dumbfounded. They panicked and started getting chest pains. They prostrated at the feet of Sri Guru and begged for his forgiveness for the false pride and arrogance which they had exhibited all along. Sri Guru told them with compassion, both of you have slandered the holy Vedas and the Brahmin community. You have harassed them and committed sins. Hence, you will have to endure the fruits of your sinful action. So now what to do? Both of you will become a Brahma Rakshas in the next birth and wander along the bank of the river Ganga. After 12 years, a pious Brahmin will arrive and release you from this fate and you shall become Brahmins again. The Matanga now felt that he has really become a Brahmin by the grace of Sri Guru. He prayed, Bhagavan, I was a Brahmin in my previous life. Then why was I born in this very low class now? Then Sri Guru told him as to how a person born in a superior class gets reborn in inferior class. Sri Guru also explained the various types of births a person gets depending on committing the various types of sins. Further, Sri Guru said, I am in your previous birth, you were a Brahmin. However, you had dishonored your parents and Guru. Throughout the life, you had dishonored them. So this is the reason why you took birth in this low class in this life, in the present life. Now for a month after taking bath in the Sangam, indulge in Nam Smaran, and then in your next life you will be born as a Brahmin. So this is one of the remedies that Sri Guru gave him to be born as a Brahmin again in the next birth. Then the Matanga said, Maharaj, by your blessings I have attained purity as well as divine knowledge. I have started reciting the holy Vedas too. Hence, I pray to you to absorb me in the Brahmin community. After attaining purity by your kind grace, how can I reabsorb myself in an inferior class now? Then Sri Guru replied, in this life, you will continue to live in the same community where you took birth. If I absorb you in the Brahmin community, then that community will slander you because you were not a Brahmin by birth. Vishwamitra performed penance for a long time, but he was born in a Kshatriya community. Hence, sage Vasishtha did not recognize Vishwamitra as a Brahmarshi till Vishwamitra got his body burnt by sun rays and took up a new body. Hence, when you are released from this body, you will get birth in the Brahmin community. The Matang did not agree even though Sri Guru convinced him. But Then his wife and children arrived at the scene. He was not even ready to touch them. Then Sri Guru called a greedy tradesman and asked him to give a bath to the Matang. No sooner the sacred ashes were washed away from the Matang's body, the divine knowledge that he had gained due to the sprinkling of the vibhuti on his entire body also vanished, and the Matang returned to his original condition. Surprisingly, he left with his wife and children because now he had like reality hit him hard. So all the people present there were wonderstruck. They were seeing this entire leela happening over there. Then Trivikram Bharati prayed and asked Sri Guru, Maharaj, how is it that this person of low caste acquired the divine knowledge, and after giving bath and washing his body, he forgot that divine knowledge and became ignorant once again? Then Sri Guru explained to everybody present there in detail about the greatness of the sacred ash. So with this, we end today's chapter, and in the next episode, we are going to learn about the kindness showered by Sri Guru on a chaste and dutiful woman. With this, I take all of your pardon, and again, sincere apologies for the inconvenience caused due to the break of this season. But I hope you will all be able to catch up with the previous episodes, and we will again meet soon in the next episode with the 23rd Adhyay, or the 23rd week of Shree Swami Samarth's biography. Till then, Om Sai Ram.